Hello. Welcome everyone to day number 40. We've reached 40 days of chess training, and this is such a tremendous feeling. Uh, Not consecutive days, I think we had a day off in between, and also now that we have Dr. Chess on every Thursday, that means we have had 2 sessions already. But still, to have 40 sessions, uh, I think has been tremendous journey with all of you. Couldn't have been possible without the comedians waking up, Samay, Vaibhav, Biswa, and also would never have been possible without you guys being here. So a big shout out to all of you who are here. And today is a special day. Mm, you know, I received a message from all three of them saying that they need to take some rest, they need to sleep. I think that today is their tournament, and so maybe they will join in. I have no idea, but maybe they are not yet awake, so we'll wait for them. But I have a session where I want to show something very interesting to you guys, and I'll be interacting with all of you. But first, a game with all of you, one game for the day. So I have put the link in the description. Today it's a new room like yesterday, the tournament which we had. It's the same one. So if you can come in there, I would like to play one game with you. Okay. Let's go. Play chess. I'm just opening play chess up, and I'll share my screen so that you guys can have a look at it. Yeah. So here, Vishy Anand Arena, that's where I would like it to be. Okay. So whom would I play with today? I don't know. Maybe 5-minute game. Inferno Quark is one. Prerak Mehta. New names. I'm trying to look at some new names. Ikansh. Okay, let's play with Ikansh. Haven't played with him ever. E4. Let's play E5. Let's play solid. Knight F3, Knight C6. Bishop C4, Bishop C5. Castles, Knight F6. Knight C3. Okay. I think D6. I would like to play D6 here. D3, A6. Bishop G5, H6. Well, in general, I'm not so sure. I would like to sacrifice. I would like to play G5 here and ask a question as to like G5, Knight G5, G5, Bishop G5. That's always the question in such positions. Then I go Bishop E6. He goes Queen F3. Or maybe I can first go Rook G8, attacking him, and he has to save the bishop, and then Bishop E6, so that I always have Rook G6. Yeah, let's try. This is always the thing which you should. I mean, if he goes Bishop G3 here, then it hardly makes sense. Like you just. I don't like it so much, like this way of playing. Okay, now I have to play carefully. How should we continue? Can we go Bishop E6 here? so that if he takes, I take back with the pawn. Yeah. There's no sound today. A3. Well, it might seem like castling is not a good idea because your king side is weak, but it seems okay. I can go castles. My king is not weak, and I want to drive home this point with this game, that just because you have advanced your king side pawns doesn't mean that your king side is weak. So you need to understand this. Yeah, h4. Now actually I can play the move knight h5 here, which looks pretty strong. The point is, if you go hg, I'm going to play knight takes g3. He could play the move knight into g5, but I'll go still knight g3, knight e6, queen f6. I think that queen h4 should be good. So knight h5 is actually hitting the bishop. It's not so simple. What? Yeah, knight g5. I calculated this. What's your plan to knight takes g3? Because if knight into e6, I want to play queen into h4. I think that should work. There's no real threat. And now I'm threatening queen h1 mate, and it seems unstoppable, sort of. I don't see how you can stop that mate. I think that's a checkmate. Uh, cannot cannot stop the checkmate now on h1. And this is a good game to analyze. Actually, the thing is, yes, I won the game, but I really have to improve my understanding of what happened. So we'll try to analyze and see what happened there. Yeah, the pawn cannot take the knight because this is a pin here. That's the point. It doesn't work. By the way, I must tell you one very interesting thing which happened yesterday. I was on Samay stream yesterday evening, and we were just playing a few games. Yeah, that's a mate. Well played, icons. Well tried. Well attacked, but fell a little short. We'll analyze this game well and try to understand. So back to the story. I was on Samay stream and we were, analyzing the some games. Anirban was there, and then I was playing against Samay. And then finally, I think Rakshit Singh, who's a very regular. I don't know if Rakshit is here, but if he's here, shout out to him. Who is a very regular to all the sessions, at least the morning sessions. Wrote saying that this super chat is for Sagar, and I have learnt a lot, and something on those lines. And then I introduced him. I told Samay that Rakshit attends all the morning sessions, and Samay was like, okay, let me play a game with him. And then they both played a game, and Rakshit managed to win quite easily. Of course, Samay blundered very badly in that game, but it somehow I realized, I don't know how strong Rakshit was before these sessions, but he played a very nice game. Uh, uh, I mean, there were mistakes. It was not flawless, but he played a very good game. And somewhere you feel like, yes, that was something nicely done. And he came on this Samay's channel. He played against him and beat him. That was nice. Okay, so let's have a look at this game. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. This is the Italian. Bishop c5. By the way, I have made several videos on this, so if you go here, ChessBase India, I think I have an improving, there's an opening series, improve your openings. So here from day 12, e4 e5 for black, e4 e5 for black part 2, part 3, then Amin Basim, revising the Breyer, Vidit on the Italian, fighting the Italian Gambit, the slow Italian. So basically from day 12 to day 19, these are the openings, and I cover this entire opening from black. And I think when I taught that, you see, many times people say when you teach, the students benefit, but I have a feeling that whenever I teach, my chess starts to improve, and I learned quite a bit. So castles, knight f6, knight c3, and this is not the right way. I can't. Next time if you play this, try to play d3, and you will realize that actually it's important to put the pawn on c3, so that you have the option of playing d4 at the right moment, and the knight is more flexibly placed on d2, like rook e1, knight f1, knight g3, or you can play c3, a4, knight a3, knight c2, knight e3, something like this. Because when you play knight c3 and d6 and d3, it's kind of symmetrical, and I went a6. Now the reason I played a6 here, actually I could have even played knight a5 if I'm not mistaken, because the moment you play d6, you're defending your e5 pawn, and after d3 your threat is now you win this bishop. So for example, check, c6, b5, and already I have a very good position. I think I should have gone knight a5, but I went a6. I wanted to avoid this threat of him attacking my bishop, so I can go back. Aha, nice. Priyam Trivedi, good morning. કેમ છો આજે? પ્રિયમ એકદમ મજામાં, એકદમ સારું લાગે છે. આજે બુધવારનો દિવસ છે, અને તમારો મેસેજ આવે એટલે ગુજરાતી બોલવાનો મોકો મળે. થેન્ક યુ ફોર દેટ. So here a6, and he went bishop g5, and I think this is a testing move. For example, if I had castled here and he plays bishop g5, I'm not sure if I would have been as willing to go for this line. Even this is playable. We will analyze this as well. We have done so in the previous sessions, but we'll do it once more. But I went a6, bishop g5, and because I hadn't castled, it gave me additional courage, because here my plan was to play first. First I thought I should go bishop e6, but then I realized that queen f3 would be pretty strong here, attacking this pawn. Kishore Hazarika, good morning, nice t-shirt. Kishore Hazarika sends this super chat irrespective of whether my shirt is good or not. Thank you so much, Kishore. Very kind. And that's why I thought first rook g8, attack this bishop. If he takes, I can anyway take back, and knight d5 is not very dangerous. I can just come back, defend this pawn. I'm a piece up. For example, if he goes queen f3, I can go rook g6. Nothing much to fear here. And if he goes like a move, for example, h4, now bishop e6, stopping knight d5 ideas. If queen f3, I can go rook g6. So that was my plan. This is what I thought in the limited time I had, and I felt that it felt like I can improve myself. I mean, I'm not losing anything. By the way, big thanks to Vaibhav Saraswat, who says no one today. Oh, because of COB. Yeah, yeah, comedians on board. Also, I think they are all not so serious about comedians on board. I mean, of course, it's an important event, but it's not like they are not going to come here. But at 5 o'clock, Vaibhav wrote to me he hasn't slept well, uh, and I believe sleeping is more important than chess. And Biswa has been off the chess, but he keeps sending messages like he checkmated someone in the London and so on. So I keep having a look at those things. While Samay wrote at 5:30 saying, I'm so excited I can't sleep. And I don't know why was he excited, but mostly for comedians on board. But today will be interesting. At 3 p.m. they are going to play. I have a feeling, actually I don't know who will come out on top. But we'll come back to all these complications later. But thanks a lot, Vaibhav, for your super chat. I went bishop e6, and I like this move because mainly I am controlling the d5 square. And when you take, now this move controls d5 and makes your knight pretty passive. And I am very happy with my pawn being on e6 here. I control all these. Basically, you see all my pawns are on dark squares. They control the dark squares. And with my pawn coming to a light square, it suddenly starts controlling light squares. So in this respect, I'm very happy with what's going on here. Utkarsh Malhotra, hey Sagar, little support from my side. These streams are really amazing. Keep up the good work and hope you are staying safe. Cheers. Thank you so much, Utkarsh. Thanks for the super chat. I'm glad that you enjoy these streams. I read one comment which was very touching, in which one person said, came here for the comedians, stayed back for chess. And that's really nice, because they of course the comedians brought so many new chess players into the picture, and so many new players started playing chess. But chess in itself is so beautiful that it can capture a lot of people, so it's nice. वैभव सरस्वत, अरे कोई नहीं भाई, आप अपना कंटिन्यू करो, अब ब्लैंक सुपर चैट तो नहीं भेज सकते, तो यही लिख दे. वैभव, thank you for that. Vaibhav could also send a 40 rupee super chat and write this, but he always makes sure like he sends 400 and 1000. Vaibhav, thank you so much. Okay, a3. So, and now I want to drive home this point that I castle. And this is the thing. It seems like there is so much space around the king. My king should be weak. But always look at every position individually. Why is this king weak? Can anyone attack it? Can he sacrifice his knight? If I make one move, queen e7, my queen will come to g7 to defend it. If I go knight e7, knight g6, suddenly my knight will be near my king. So you see, all of these factors give me confidence to put my king here. In fact, I was thinking of playing queen e7 and long castle. But if you think about it, if I play, say b4, bishop b6, and let's say he makes another move, say h3, just then after long castle b5, actually my king will come under bigger attack on the queen side than what it would be on the king side. So that's the reason why I think short castle is much better. Shubham Gupta, hello, good morning. Thank you, Shubham. Thank you for the super chat. Good morning to you as well. Kishore Hazarika, Sagar sir, if Samay asks you about can we have a JS award, tell him no. Also, if he tells you the meaning of JS, don't believe him. JS. I'm trying to think, what is JS? Don't remember. Can't figure out. JS. In Samay's language. No, come on, Kishore, you cannot just send JS and make me curious and then not tell me what it is about. Okay, I will ask him today what it is. But I won't believe him. Okay. Sujit Varghese, good morning, Sagar. Short game, but lot to learn from this game. Thanks for the analysis. Thank you, Sujit. Sujit is an amazing individual. I think you guys will get to know more about him. I just spoke with him a couple of days ago. and he is going to do quite a bit for the chess world, and very nice person. Thank you, Sujit. Vaibhav Saraswat, Kishore Hazarika, traitor. I don't understand. I should check out some streams of Samay about this JS thing. I don't know what it is. What can be JS? Kishore is a traitor, he says. Oh man. Yeah, JavaScript. Arya Shah says JavaScript. That's the first thing that came in my mind. And when that thing came in my mind, I said Samay JavaScript makes absolutely no sense. So we are not talking about that. There's something else. No idea what it is. Okay, so castles I played, and then he went h4. And you remember the game of Vaibhav? He played once a game, and this is all. You think that this comedian series, this improving chess series, is actually helping just them. I believe it's helping me tremendously. So there was this game, I don't know, against Devin Anand, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Vaibhav against Devin Anand. Yeah, this one. See, it was very similar. It's just that not castle and h3, not h4. And we had thought about this move, knight h5. All those who had seen it. You play, this pawn is pinned. So the moment he moved this pawn, I'm threatening this bishop now. And I was very quick, like bishop h2, g4. And I remembered all of this. So keeping these little things in your head helps you when you are actually playing a game, and this is the most important thing. So here I may have gone g4 earlier, but I saw that the bishop is actually hanging on g3. This pawn is pinned, so that's why knight h5. And chess is a lot about remembering patterns. Ishan Mahajan says JS is Junior Sagar. No, come on, really? Junior Sagar? What does that mean, Junior Sagar? And so knight h5, and now I can take this bishop here. And so yes, knight into g5 was one of the moves that I considered. Like, I quickly spotted knight into e5, and I said knight into g3, and nothing much is happening here. Next move, my queen can jump to f6 to save everything. And then I don't know, I was actually thinking of bishop h2, and then I was planning to play g4 here, mainly because now if he moves his knight somewhere, I can win this pawn, and I believe that this is just winning position for black. Next g3 is coming up. So he went knight g5, which is like going down fighting. Knight into g3, knight e6. Yeah, queen g4 is again a move, but here after takes, I think this is just winning for black. He's piece up. I can go queen f6, and you see this square being controlled by the pawn means the knight cannot jump in, and overall black is winning here. So knight g5, knight g3, knight e6, queen h4, and it's a very small short game, 15 moves only, but so much to learn. And now coming back to key position here, what happens if he takes and bishop g5? And usually I thought about this on my own, and now to confirm my analysis, to make it very steady, I will use the engine. I'll use Stockfish or Fritz, Fat Fritz or Leela. These are some of the best ones. And yeah, you can see on the right, the engine has loaded, and you will see the best move as suggested is rook g8 here. Rook g8 is the best move. Bishop e6 is playable, but only queen f3 already starts giving white some serious pressure. You have to play rook g8, bishop f6, and now the only move, knight to d4. And somehow you can still survive. In fact, you can get a small edge. Knight d4 is a very, very cool move. Very cool move. Because the queen cannot defend the bishop now. So you must take on d8, knight f3, king h1, and now something like knight d2. And then you pick up this bishop or the rook and should be good. So, but I would definitely play rook g8 here. This is the main move. And now, okay, firstly, bishop h4. What happens to bishop h4? You don't even need to play bishop e6, the move that I was thinking, which is pretty okay. But you can start attacking him like bishop h3, already attacking g2. And if g3, now you can play bishop g4. Don't take the rook. Just attack the queen. So f3 is not possible because of this pin. And after the queen moves, say somewhere queen d2, I can go knight f3, knight d4, and knight f3 is coming. And you will see that actually it's black who is attacking, not white. It's a great game. Great game. Aryan Dhawan, did you see the sporting gesture by Carlsen? Amazing gesture. I mean, unbelievable gesture, yeah, by Carlsen. I can't believe. I guess you guys know it already. We posted it on ChessBase India on our social media yesterday. It's like the position was drawn. Ding Liren was playing against Carlsen in the semi-finals of Chessable Masters. And the position is drawn. It's a rook endgame. And somehow China has these all firewall settings and all. And Ding Liren was getting disconnected continuously. And then Carlsen was given a win because of disconnection. And in the next game, I think if I'm not mistaken, just to show you, I think it was like d4. No, how was the game? I don't remember. But it was like something where e4, e5, I don't know. He went something like queen g5, and then he took on d2 and he resigned. Like this, he played with black and he resigned the game. And Ding Liren to make the score 1-1. What a sporting gesture, yeah, like by the world champion. He says, I don't want free points. I want to fight. If such an approach comes into you, you are like unshakable, unshakable if such a thing happens. Okay. So coming back here, rook g8. I was looking at h4, but once again, h4 is a bad move because of rook into g5. Remember this, okay? Remember this, because after h into g5, you go bishop g4. And I remember a very famous game by John Nunn, actually, which he has analyzed in his book. And it shows something very similar. We'll check out that game in a bit. Knight h5. And the plan is to go knight g3 perhaps. Later on, maybe king d7 and queen h8 and checkmate him. Somehow, this bishop on c5, this on g4, and the knight jumping in works so well that h6 g5 actually become some kind of a powerhouse rather than a weakness, So think about it the other way. So knight g5, h5, bishop g5, rook g8, and I don't see how you can maintain everything. Bishop h4 is met with bishop h3 as we saw. h4 is met with take on g5, and bg4. So bg3 was played. And another thing which we wanted to discuss was castles, bishop g5, h6, bishop h4, g5. And here, according to the engines, perhaps white gets a lot of play here. And the problem is that there are two threats now. One is knight d5 and the other one is queen f3. And remember one thing, that the knight on c3 is not usually played. There is a pawn on c3 most of the times. So in that sense, when there is a pawn, this sacrifice will work. But because there is a knight here, it's very difficult. So first of all, bishop e6, trying to stop nd5. And the idea is if you go queen f3, I'll play king g7 and save everything. But knight d5 is a strong move. And now I'm attacking this twice. You take, only move. And now you take ed5. And where should this knight go? So let's say we go knight to d4. Then there comes c3. And now the knight has no squares. If it goes to f5, you come queen f3 and you will lose either this knight or this knight. So bishop d5, ed5. If I can't, I would love to go knight e7, but bishop f6 hangs, so I go knight b8 with the idea of knight d7. But in this case, let's say even something like c3, knight d7, d4, takes, bishop b6, and well, there are several ways to play, but this kind of this pin, this bishop being blocked, the queen joining in, even move like rook c1 with the idea of rook c3 and rook h3. This gives white a very dangerous attack. Very dangerous attack. I think this is the biggest problem. Chirag Gupta says, Sagar, I get a comb from this 60 rupees. Thanks, Chirag. That was a nice super chat. In fact, I have been struggling with the thought of cutting my hair, going to a barber shop, or I've told Amruta to cut my hair. Just that it's too boring to sit at one place to tie something around and then start cutting, then clean the floor and all of this. But now that you have given me 60 rupees, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pay Amruta 60 and get my hair cut. Thank you. Vaibhav Saraswat. Vaibhav, thank you so much for another super chat. Vaibhav has given 3 super chats today. Very kind of you. Vaibhav, thank you. Thank you. Everyone says, Vaibhav, where do you get this money from? And well, I always believe that whenever someone super chats, it's really some of their hard-earned money, and they give this just because they support this endeavor and they like it. And amazing, like people spending money right now for learning chess, for learning something new. It feels amazing. Thank you. Okay, so that's why I think if you castle here, then this bishop g5 idea becomes very strong. But if you don't castle, then you always have, like in the game, rook g8 move, here. So that's why, that's the difference, and I hope that is amply clear. Yeah, I think that just about clears up everything. If you have any questions, let me know. But and so my idea with a6 was that the same, yeah, like wait, if he goes bishop g5, I'll go h6 g5. If he also waits, then now I will go h6 before castling. Now next move I will castle. So these little subtleties. वैभव सरस्वत से सुनो सागर सर की बातें, काला धन, इनकम टैक्स रेड वालों सुनो. Come on. Yeah, well, I believe, Vaibhav, I believe in you that once you give a super chat, the entire income tax officers who are there in the chat are right at you. They will come to these streams like Samay, Vidit, my stream and all, and they'll be like, who's giving the most super chat? Okay, we need to raid this person, and so you have to be very careful. The fact that you are giving these super chats means that you have nothing to fear. Okay, guys, I had promised you this John Nunn game. Just very quickly, I'm going to show you this and give that work to you as a homework, because I think it's one of his books. He's written Nunn, and it is somewhere in C00 to C99. I don't know the exact ECO code. It's E4, E5. And I'm going to not ignore colors. Yeah, let's see. It was one of those games which was played very early on in his career. And he attacked like anything. Maybe this one. Yeah. Maybe this one. Yeah, this is the one. Look at this. This is the game. Maybe. There was also another game. So this is one of those games which you can look. Augustin Joseph, he plays this pawn h4 h5, he allows opponent to pin, then at the right moment he sacrifices his queen. Brilliant play, brilliant play. Kishore Hazarika, just to make the top bar colorful. So yeah, you know, you have yellow, orange, what is that, pink, purple, I don't know. Thank you Aikansh for that. Kishore, thank you for your super chat. I have to figure out which game it is, but it was a beautiful game. It was about sacrificing the queen and then using all your minor pieces to checkmate. Maybe I'll prepare this for tomorrow. I think there was this game. It's actually in his book called Secrets of Grandmaster Chess, and one of the first games in that. So if in case you know it, then let's do it. But now, guys, it's time for a challenge because I prepared this yesterday and I wanted to, so I'm going to, no, not this, I'm going to go into this mode because you have to guess the moves. Okay, this is Tarash versus one chef. You have to guess these moves, and if you are ready, then let's do it. Narsimha Raju says blue from my end. Somehow blue doesn't come on the top bar, it seems. Yeah, Narsimha, but thank you so much for that, for the super chat. At the end of this session, maybe I'll become very rich, and then the income tax people may just come to me. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look at this game. Tarash versus one chef. Okay, so you guys are going to be white today, and you have to, if you can, you know, I know all of you are like, not, I don't know how you are, but if you can get a book and a pen, just get it, grab it, come to the board. We did this once, but this is another game, and I wanted to do this with Vaibhav, with Samay, with Biswa, but unfortunately they aren't present here. Let me just see if anyone woke up. No, they haven't. So it's you guys today. So I'm going to interact with all of you. I'm going to test you guys, and this is going to be great learning. So get a book and a pen. Is one of my favorite games, and you're going to learn a lot from this. Okay. So d4. Yeah, guys, please like the stream. How many likes? 380. By the way, I want 221 likes, so let's make it 500 if we can. I don't know if there is that much firepower, but if we can make it 500, wonderful. I also want to suggest you guys to follow one channel today, like we did with Nisha. Very nice. I want to suggest good channels of good strong players who are working hard and who will give you good quality chess content. So Nisha Mohta is definitely one of them, which the other day we liked. I'm going to just share my screen to show you, so that you guys can continue learning from the right sources. You know, that's very important. So here, if you go to YouTube, first of all, you will have Nisha. So all those who haven't subscribed to her, please do so. It's a very good stream. Nisha Mohta, she does a good job. So mods, if you can just put this link of Nisha. And next is, this one is a gem, true gem. It's Vishnu Prasanna, GM Vishnu Prasanna. Please subscribe to his channel. I think he's tremendous. We will be getting him on. I'm going to subscribe right now. I don't know why I haven't done it. I have great respect for him. And if you can, this is his link. If you guys can just put it in the chat, mods, if you can put it in. Vishnu is India's top trainer, one of the top, Ramesh, it can be said, as the experienced man. He's taught so many GMs. But Vishnu is young. He's around 30 years old, upcoming GM, 31. And tremendous channel. My Chess Mind Part 5. He's done some brilliant discussion on calculations. So let's make his channel reach at least 500 subscribers today. He deserves it, and we are going to get him on stream tomorrow or day after, one of those days, and we'll do that. By the way, Vaibhav Saraswat says, Sagar sir OP, everyone calling income tax department and IT department be like, मैंने तो किसी को कुछ बोला ही नहीं. Yeah, exactly. Well, IT department has bigger fishes to catch than us, but who knows? Sometimes I believe that when you say to someone that I'm a chess player, they are like, wow, really, you're a chess player. For example, I had this incident where I went to London for a chess tournament, London Chess Classic. And at the immigration, there are all these stern officers, and looking at them really scary, because I don't know why, but they are always at this immigration. They sit like as if they want to catch you, and they want to catch you and make sure like you. So I was there, and they're like, so why are you here? And I said, I'm here for a chess tournament. Like, chess tournament? Oh, you're a chess player. Tell us more about chess and this. And I said, yes, there's going to be a lot of good, strong players. Vishy Anand will play. Even Michael Adams, a top British player, is going to be in that tournament. And they were like, oh, wow, you must be very smart, very intelligent guy. And all of this. And at the end of it, they became so... I believe that when these officers and all get to know about chess, they become like, they're doing something good, something nice. So chess has helped me. So just refreshing, 170 subscribers. Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. Let's push it to 500 today if we can, because I truly believe in Vishnu's content. He is my story of him. I'll tell when he comes on stream once, but he has helped me tremendously. And also Gukesh, Leon, all these young talents of India who are so good are his students. So these are, this is Vishnu's channel. Let's check it at the end of the stream. Mods, if you can just keep on putting that link in the description, that would be nice. Nikhil Mascara says, super chat chalti rehni chahiye. Nikhil has been a complete gem that I discovered through these live shows, because Nikhil wrote to me saying, I can help you with the Discord server. And then I said, okay, I'm going to contact you on Instagram. And then he contacted me and we got in touch. And from then onwards, he has built up the Discord server. He's been there on the streams. He has been there as a moderator. The Discord server now has the Chess Doctor running. He's always available. Fantastic guy. And he works in Pune. He has his job, but he, does so many things. Nikhil, thank you for helping me, also for helping the chess community a lot. Okay. So, guys, are you ready with a book and a pen? With a book and a pen, if you can do that, that would be nice. Siddharth Ranadev, hi sir, 40 days of lessons, loving every bit of it. Siddharth, you're always there, yeah, with your Guru Dakshina, and I'm so glad. It's like the people whom I know, they are here and they are always there, eager to learn. That makes it so nice. Nikhil says, "Arey, मैं भी awkward हो जाता हूँ." Yeah, fortunately you're not on the video, or else like Samay, you would have left the video. Okay, so D4, D5, C4, E6, Knight C3. So the opening moves, we are going to just go through it. Knight F3. This is known as the Queen's Gambit declined. Bishop E7, Bishop F4. And now comes the move C6. So opponent plays the move E3, Knight D7, and now Tarash played the move H3. Now Tarash, if you know, is the father of some of the most modern chess theories. So one of the things which Tarash said is that if you are afraid of playing with an isolated queen pawn, you should leave chess. So many people, like for example, what is an isolated queen pawn? Just to give you a heads up of what an IQP is. So if you have a position like this on the board, like this, then this is known as an isolated queen pawn, this one. And many people are afraid because no pawn protects it. And you're like, oh, how should I play it? He'll keep on attacking. He'll attack me with a knight. He'll put a bishop here. He'll get his rooks, queen, attack this. But Tarash said, hey, you shouldn't be afraid of this. You should find your own ways. An isolated pawn gives you open lines for your pieces. It gives you more scope, more freedom. So a person who's afraid of playing with an isolated pawn should not play chess at all. And these are some of the concepts which he espoused, and that made him into a very big name in the world of chess. Everyone followed what he was saying, and so we're going to see his game here. And Von Scheff played knight to e4. Now your task is to write down white's move. What is it that white will play here? White to move. Please write it down. White's move. What do you play? Yeah, bishop d3. Harsh Kumar is a fine move. No problem here. Put the bishop on d3. Seems okay. No worries. But I think somewhere he was a little bit afraid that knight h5 and I would lose my bishop here. I don't want to lose it. It's a good piece. So he played h3. By the way, before here e3, if you go knight h5, perhaps you have a square on e5. But after knight bd7, he played h3. Okay, he went knight e4. Now, let's write the move, write down the move. And before I give you time, let's put a timer, shall we? For every move, we can give somewhere around 30 seconds to think. When it's a complicated move, I'll give you more time. White to move, what would you play here? Remember one of the concepts that we want to discuss today, which is the MTQ concept, material time quality. And material time quality, actually I read a lot about it from this book on Gary Kasparov. I don't know if you have this book. Have you seen this book ever? This one, it's known as How Life Imitates Chess. If you don't have it, get this book. It's a very interesting book. It says making the right moves from the board to the boardroom. And I personally do believe that chess can help you to also make good decisions in your business. And I'm going to read a bit of it here while we see this game. Okay. Now, all those who said knight into e4, well done guys. Give yourself a pat on the back. This is the best move in the position and also the strongest one. So you get a full point there. 1 point for knight takes e4. Now, the reason why knight e4 is a mistake according to me is because black moves his same piece again. And when your opponent moves the same piece, it is a trouble. You know, like you should get switched on. Hey, he's wasting time. Can I do something? So bd3 looks perfectly fine. I think there's nothing wrong with this move, bishop d3. It's a brilliant developing move. But Tarash wanted to make use of his opponent's freedom that he took, which was to move his piece twice. And so he took on e4, de4, and now what's the next move that white should play? So I made this small, while you're thinking, I'll read it out. Material describes our tangible assets. Time is how long it takes to achieve a specific object. and quality the most important element and a goal unto itself, its value or even power. So basically you have, say, if you are into your business, you have your asset, that's your material. Time is basically to how long it takes to achieve an objective, time. And basically quality is improving the, it's an aim in itself to improve the quality of what you are doing. Okay, so we'll come to it. In chess terms, material is nothing but the material on the board. If you're a pawn up, piece up, so on. Time is basically trying to play fast, like creating, like knight into e4 is a fast move. Why? Because you're doing something and now you must create some more. You must gain that time because your opponent lost time in moving the same piece again. So you gain more time. You take, and now what's the move that you would play here? Yeah. All those who said knight d2, well done, guys. This is another point for you. Knight e5 possible, but it's quite a bad move, because after queen a5 check, you are in trouble. You can't play queen d2 because of bishop b4, you lose the queen. And king e2, well, you really don't want to put your king in such a spot. So knight e5 is not good. Knight d2, all those who wrote knight d2, give yourself a point. By the way, all those who said, all those who are writing the moves, please write it once. Don't write it many times, because this is something that you have to self-assess. I'll be telling you the moves. If your moves don't feature in what I'm saying, they might not be very good. Okay. So black went for the move bishop b4 here. Okay. So now it's your turn. What do you play in this position? I think black should have gone f5 here, and then it would have been a normal position. White could have played queen c2, then long castle, maybe eventually g4, breaking open the position. But he went bishop b4, and now white to move. What do you play? Okay. Enable slow mode. Should I enable the slow mode? Maybe that will make it easier. Yeah, let's enable. Yesterday I enabled it and it was not bad. I'll make it 15 seconds. I think somehow 15 is somehow a time where you think it's not too less and it's not too much. So 15 seconds slow mode. Okay. So he's written here, in chess, the first thing we do when we look at the board is count the pieces. How many pawns, how many knights and rooks do I have more or less material than my opponent? This is M. In the MTQ that I'm talking about, material, time, quality, M is material. This is all written by Kasparov, by the way, one of the greatest chess players ever in the game. When we first learn the game, we are all terrible materialists. This reminded me of what Ramesh said about Vaibhav. We capture as many enemy pieces as we can without paying much attention to other factors. A game between two beginners can look more like Pac-Man. He also used this term, Pac-Man. Pac-Man is basically a video game where there is a small insect which goes and starts eating all these balls, So it's like a game of Pac-Man where the two competitors gobble up each other's pieces. This is normal and a healthy way to start out. Being told the values is one thing. Like you say, pawn is 1, knight is 3 points, bishop is 3, rook is 5, queen is 9. This is being told to you. But only experience really teaches you that those values signify what those values signify in the real world of chess. Only the people who have experience may know, hey, perhaps right now this bishop is worth 3 but is doing much more job, much more work than the rook on a8 which is worth 5. So this value, relative value of things change, you know. Okay, instead of bishop b4, if black goes f5, would have more space, and that wouldn't be good for white. Well, not really. I mean, f5 is possible, but I would go queen c2, I'll play castle, and then I'll strike back in the center with f3, when you will have to take, and then I can take with the pawn or the knight, and then maybe e4 would come, or g4 would be played. So basically you will fight back in the center. So bishop b4, a3, bishop d2, queen d2. Yeah. Vaibhav, thank you so much. Vaibhav was like, you know, the top bar. It was his super chat was there, and when it went away, he sent another super chat. Vaibhav, very, very grateful to you. I don't know. Usually I'm not used to these super chats and all. Like I believe that people are learning here chess. They're joining, and when they send super chats, it feels, I don't know, it feels like your work is being valued. There are a lot of people who are seeing it. Of course, there are a lot of people who value it without sending super chats as well. But Vaibhav, thank you. I don't know, I shouldn't be speaking so much about it, but very kind of you. Okay, so queen d2, a3 was a nice move. By the way, all those who said a3, what you are doing is you are forcing the issue. You are forcing him to take queen d2. And now the remaining pieces on the board are just much, like, qualitatively white is doing much better. Okay, he castled, and now white played the move queen to c2. Okay, I'm not asking you every move because the most instructive moves only. Bishop d6 attacking the rook, rook e8, and now white to move. What will you play here? You'll get a point for this. Try to think, try to be a little bit courageous. Try to think like how I did against my game in Ikansh, where I castled. In spite of my king pawns being on h6 g5, I said I'll castle. So that way. Mayur Gondalekar says, first slow mode super chat, sessions are amazing, thanks. Well, guys, you should know Mayur. He's a absolute legend. The reason is, first of all, he attends all of these sessions, but secondly, he's an Indian who is from Mumbai but lives in Japan. And once we had a little boy, Om Kadam, who was in need of funds. You know, he's 10-year-old, and he comes from a very modest, humble background, and we wanted to send him to Spain to play tournaments. And Mayur came forward. I think he contributed close to 40,000 rupees for his travel, and then he has been helping a lot of other chess players with his own money, and has been helping Indian chess tremendously. And guess what? You know, this young boy Om Kadam, he went to Spain, and in the second round immediately he beat a grandmaster. And what a proud feeling for Mayur and for all the people who supported him. It's fantastic. Yes, all those who said that you must play bishop e2, guys, be creative. Don't always think you have to castle short. Here it's going to be an attack, and therefore all those who wrote long castle, give yourself a pat on the back and also full point. Be courageous, be bold. You know, king here is not weak. It feels like there's more space. When you put your king here, it feels like as if there's a blanket, nicely cozy, is sleeping. There's nothing, no one's going to come closer to it. But on c1 it feels like, oh, it's in a big palace, and someone can come from this side, like someone may enter from a2, come here, and so on. But look at these pieces. These guys are just so passive. And so therefore long castle is important, because you want to use these pawns to open up this position towards this king. So all those who wrote long castle, please give yourself a full point. Vaibhav sends a new super chat with Mayuropi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vaibhav, and thank you, Mayur, for all that you are doing. By the way, there's a if you Google, like on YouTube, if you write Mayur Gondalekar, you will find his interview. He came to ChessBase India office, and we did an interview with him. Okay, knight f6. Bishop went back to e5, and now bd7. Next point now, guys. This is your chance to get another point here. White to move. What would you play here? Let's see. Let's see how many brave hearts here. White to move. Vaibhav OP and Mayur says best way to learn would be to learn from these sessions and not write Mayur OP. Okay. Omkar says long castle b5. See, Omkar, the thing is, even if in this position after long castle, white plays b5. Okay, it's not like the end of the world. For example, I can just take, okay, as an example, take bishop b5. Yes, lines are opening up, bishop b7, and you want to get your rook to c8. But now I'm just going to tuck my king in the corner, and you will see how this bishop controls the b8 square, how this bishop is extremely strong on this diagonal. Leave those prejudices, okay? That's how people like Bahadur Jobawa and all play. Even here, if you look at it, ignore the b5 pawn also is fine. Like, you start playing here, play f3, play g4, something like this. If he takes, then you can take back with the bishop, and suddenly your bishop is very active. So leave these little prejudices you have to become a better player. Short castling hi karna hai, king is safe always here. All these things should be left, okay? Very important. So we came to this position. Oops, yeah. f3 is the move that was played. All the people here who have suggested the move g4, good move, excellent move. Giving up a pawn is completely fine. If knight into g4, you have queen into e4, threatening a mate here, threatening to take that pawn, and that is completely better. So g4 is a very powerful move, but Tarash played f3, equally good move. So both the moves, all those who are suggesting both these moves, well done. You get a full point. Open up the position. So white took gf3, and now, as Omkar suggested in the chat, b5 move. So black is saying, hey, you are not the only one who has I'm not the only one who has a king. You also have one. I'm going to attack you. What are you going to do? Are you going to entertain him? Are you going to defend yourself? What are you going to do? Let's look at it. Now, let's try to understand MTQ further. White to move. Think about your move. Okay. So the next important thing I have realized, which I have underlined, is it doesn't take long in chess or any other pursuit to realize that there is much more to life than material. Okay. Understand this, very nicely written. The first time you are checkmated, despite having a big material advantage, you have learned an important lesson. It's like, and he says the ultimate value of the king trumps anything else and everything else on the board. Your value system begins to adjust. You realize that other factors can be even more important. How cool is that? You know, chess represents life in such a big way. For example, a youngster may think working hard, money, all of this is very important. I need to do that. But an experienced guy who has already earned money, who has already, his value system will say, no, maybe more important is peace of mind. More important is quality, you know. So in that sense, when we talk about MTQ in chess, material, everyone knows 3, 5, 9. But as you grow, you realize, hey, this bishop is worth much more than 3. It's amazing. And this bishop is worth much less than 3. It's horrible piece. Okay. All those who wrote rook to g1. Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. This is what is known as quality. Quality is basically improving your piece. This is, you are not really interested in material, you want to improve the quality of your pieces. This rook was doing absolutely nothing. There's an open file. Let's get it here. Well done. All those who wrote rook g1, fantastic job. There could be other moves which are also pretty good. Bishop d3. I think even king b1 is not bad. But rook g1, to the point. You want to attack. Vaibhav, Mayur bhai, मुझे समझ नहीं आता chess. I'm doing tiniest bit of my bit to support chess so that chess in our country improves more. Vaibhav, unbelievable. He doesn't understand chess. Vaibhav, are you serious about this? Come on. Tell us a bit about yourself. Don't use super chat if not, just write about you. If you don't understand chess, why do you want to promote chess? I want to know. And what is it about chess that you like so much? I mean, you could have even promoted some other sport. You could have promoted something else. But why chess? It's a very important thing that I would like to know. And where do you live? Also, that would be very nice to know. In India, outside India. Okay, black went rook to f8. Now, let's see if you guys can further work upon the MTQ concept, material, time, quality. You already are doing very well on the time-wise thing. You have long castle, you got your pieces on the board. Now it's time to improve the quality of your pieces. What should white play? White to move? Let's see. Rishabh Singh, hello Sagar sir, I've been watching your classes on and off. I used to play chess as a kid and some my streams with you have rekindled my interest. Absolutely love your personality. You are a true gem. Vaibhav, Rishabh, I've got used to Vaibhav. Rishabh, thank you so much. And I remember I think I saw you yesterday on Samay stream or somewhere, and very nice of you that you have come back to chess. I have seen a lot of people coming back to chess in this lockdown, and it's been absolute pleasure to interact with them. Some have been strong players in their childhood, and they're coming back to the game. Very nice. So, next point that Kasparov mentions and which I want to tell you, he says time is money. Okay, chess players are used to thinking both types of time during a game. There are two types of time. One is your clock, the clock which is ticking, like you have 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left, that's time. But there's also another thing, time on the board. Okay, the simplest way to demonstrate what this time means is to look the difference between white and black. White goes first, putting him a single move ahead at the start, giving him an advantage in board time. He has more time on the board, and once you have more time on the board, you can do much more with it. You can convert that time into quality or material. Okay, that's the important thing. So just finishing out what time is, think of it as paying extra money. Extra money is nothing but material for express delivery, time. Time for material is the first trade-off in the evaluation system. When is it worth material to achieve an objective, and how much material to invest? How do we know we are getting our materials worth in time? This is important. Like, for example, if you are ready to give up a pawn here just so that you can gain time to attack on the king, that is important. That's how you trade off time for material in chess. Okay, so what are the moves that were suggested? I think most of you said queen g2, some of you said bishop d3, but now comes the move that will be very, very useful, and I learnt a lot from this move. Look, we want to attack down the g file. Queen g2 is a decent move, but after say rook f7, he will be defending this pawn and you need more firepower. So, queen can come. Right now, you need this rook, and that's why rook to d2 was played, and I like this. I like this move very much, very much. This is an amazing move. So rook d2, rook f7, now rook dg2. So black says for the time being I am sorted. This is defended. If you take on f6, I'll take with my queen. Everything looks good. So I'm going to start attacking here. Now, how do you put more pressure? More pressure in the position. White to move. White to play. No one. Now I'm reading the book, yeah? No one. By the way, this book and this game are completely separate. This game is something that I found very instructive when I was young. And this book is what I read recently. So, Kasparov writes, no one understood the value of time and material better than Mikhail Tal. The first time I saw Tal in person, I was 10 years old. And while his year as world champion had come and gone before I was born, his thrilling games were the favorite of every schoolboy. Tal was the ultimate time player. When his attacking genius was in full flight, his pieces seemed to move not just better but somehow faster than his opponents. How was this possible? The young Tal cared much less for material than most players would have happily give up almost any number of pawns, and the young Tal cared much less for material than most players and would happily give up almost any number of pawns and pieces in exchange for more time to bring his forces into action against the enemy king. He constantly pushed his opponents into defensive, leading to errors and disasters. This sounds simple, but few have been able to imitate Tal's unique gift for knowing just how far he could go, and few would dare to give up as much material as he would. Now, brilliant. Now you understand the concept of time and material. Very closely intertwined. Okay. All those who are mentioning queen to f2, brilliant. Brilliant job, guys. Bring the queen. Improve the quality of the queen now. You have these two rooks nicely positioned. Now it's time to get your queen in. Well done. Well done. This is very good to see. By the way, we have another one of our very, very nice supporters, and I would say the darlings of one of our stream, Keith Mascarenas, who says, so glad you are continuing this series even without the comedians. Keep it up. Keep going, Sagar. Well, Keith, you know, earlier when we were beginning, it was you who used to give a super chat even before the show would begin. It was so kind of you. Ashray RS, अब क्या मस्त काम करता है सागर भाई. Ashray, thank you. Thank you so much for this. Vaibhav Saraswat says, Sagar, I am from Jodhpur, Rajasthan, sending in normal chat because you said right in normal chat. Okay. Thank you, Nikhil, for bringing this to my notice. So he's from Rajasthan. Fantastic. And you love chess so much. What a chess lover. What great fortune for chess to discover people who are ready to invest in it. You know, I always used to. So, for example, you know this entire camp which happened with Kramnik, Gelfand coming to teach all the young talents of Indian chess. And when, you know, we spoke to Kramnik and he said, yes, I'm interested in teaching youngsters. My sole aim was, no, this is going to cost a lot. It would cost something in the tune of nearly 50 lakh rupees to train so many youngsters, to take them outside India, to host them, to make them stay. Yes, we can put all the effort, like me, ChessBase India, my team can put all the effort to give all the logistical support, but what about the money? Where will it come from? Who will support that way? And then it was such difficult to find a sponsor, but finally we did. It was a company called Microsense, and they came forward, they put in the money, we put up all the logistical things, and all these youngsters learned from Kramnik in a house somewhere close to Switzerland, on the border of Switzerland and France. We had got this apartment, and 6 youngsters, Pragnananda, Gukesh, Inian, Leon, and 2 more, Pritu Gupta, Ronak Sadhwani. They all stayed there. They learned from Kramnik. They learned so much, and it helped their game immensely. I realized that actually chess as a sport needs people who love it, who are ready to invest in it, who believe in the young talents. And when I see people doing that, it's so heartening to see that. So thank you all for that. Thank you all. Okay. Now, here he played knight to e8. So black is like in full grovel mode. Black is like, oh, you brought your rook here, you have your bishop here, but I'm going to defend this with my rook. I'm going to stop your queen from coming to h4 now because my queen is there. What are you going to do? Black to move. Now white to move. Again, think how to now improve the quality of your attack. Like you have there, you can give up time, you can give up material, gain time, try to attack him. Basically here it's more about improving your pieces. Okay, so continuing this concept of time, basically it's easy to see that when you are attacking here, being a move ahead is more important than material. But how much important? Is one move worth 1 pawn or 2 pawns? Or 2 moves worth a bishop? There is no simple value chart of time, only case by case evaluation. That's what makes chess difficult. In this position, if my opponent would take b into c4, should I give that up? Should I start attacking? Should I give up that time? Is it worth 1 pawn, 2 pawns? What is it? Ask a general if he would rather have another company of men or an extra few days. During peacetime, he would prefer the men. But while in guerrilla combat situation, the extra time could be much more useful. Like he would be given more time, he could penetrate in further that way. Okay. Guys, let's have a look how many of you found the right move. This is not an easy one. The right move is rook to g5. Fantastic. All those who found this, it's like shielding yourself. You want to get your queen here, and the rook works as a shield. All those who found this move, fantastic. Also, on the other hand, you want to play queen to g3 here, attacking g7. Very good. Rook g5. By the way, sacrifices still do not work here, because after knight g7, I don't see any way to make progress. So you still have to build it up. Rook g5. Okay. Now, he played queen e7. Played queen h4. Okay. And now black played the move knight to f6. Okay. It's your turn now. Now it's not simple anymore. Okay. Think carefully. Think very carefully. What should white do? See, white has 2 attacks here with his rook on this pawn. It's defended twice. Everything looks completely defended from black's point of view. How do you attack? What do you do? Think now. Now it's time for your skill to come into the picture. The name of the book is Garry Kasparov, How Life Imitates Chess. That's the name of the book. Yeah. How Life Imitates Chess. Now, white to move here. What should white play? And I'm going to read an important part now about quality, because quality is somehow so intangible. Many times we think it's not important. Material is the fundamental reference point. Time is the movement and action. To be correctly understood and utilized, the two elements must be governed by a third element, quality. So imagine this way. You have a piece, material. You have time on the board, which is a move. Giving up material to gain moves is to improve the quality of your pieces. If, let's imagine, in this situation, when we go rook g1, instead of that, you make a move like rook h2, giving up material. This is not good use of time. You gave up material. Let's say you gave up a pawn here. You gave up material, but you didn't improve your quality. So always look at how you can improve the quality of your pieces. Like this is rook d2, rook g2 is brilliant. Queen f2, bringing your queen is excellent. Rook g5, shielding your queen is again amazing. Queen h4. By the way, to all those who think why not h6 here, just remember, the more pawns are moved in front of your king, the more weaknesses are created. Here rook g6 is very nice because you attack two pawns, e6 and h6. Remember, this pawn is pinned here, so that would be big trouble. Queen e7, queen h4, knight f6. We reach here and we come to now this point, and we'll read more about quality. But first, let's see what moves. Wow, you guys are strong. Many of you have found the move queen h6. Give yourself a pat on the back. If you found this move, brilliant work. And the threat actually is very subtle. I'm not going to reveal it because that would give you the next move, but it's a tremendous move. Well done, guys. Now I'm going to ask you one question. First of all, in this position in the game, he went rook a7. We'll come to that move. But what if he plays knight to e8? Knight to e8. How would white finish off the attack? 1 point here for you. White to move and win. So in real life, now look at this, how MTQ, material time quality, translates in real world. The CEO and the general have to be alert to bad pieces in their worlds as well. When Jack Welch took over the behemoth that was General Electric in 1981, one of the first things he did was to make a list of all the divisions in the company that weren't performing up to his standards. Okay? The directors of those operations were told they had to improve, or their division would be sold or closed down. Instead of hanging on to units, what are units? Material. Instead of hanging on to units solely for their presumed material value, General Electric would focus on what it was best and cut back in the areas where it wasn't doing well. This is very important even in life. Do the things that you are good at. Improve the quality. Don't go for material. Oh, I should know this also. I should know that also. For example, myself, I'm good at chess. I should focus. I should improve the quality of my teaching, my commentary, my articles, my speaking, rather than trying to maybe learn another 10 different sports. It's okay. Again, it's very relative. You may want to do that approach as well if that makes you happy. But in general, I feel quality is really very important. Okay. How many of you, by the way, Vaibhav Saraswat, thank you for your small super chat, 20.79. I don't know what that means. 20.79. Rook h5. All those who said rook h5, well done. This is, it's like little moves, but the queen and the rook nicely protect each other, and there's no way. This rook supports from behind. This g7 pawn cannot take, and now h7 cannot be defended. If you play g6, then comes both the moves are winning. Rook g6, queen g6 is much more pretty. Rook g6 also wins, because finally if you take queen g6, hg6, rook h8 is a checkmate. Okay. Rook a7 was played now. White to move. What should white play? Our case is, what's your take on CA versus chess? Well, I think my passion was chess, and I'm so glad I did not pursue anything in CA, because really I'm enjoying this, what I'm doing, and every day seems like so much fun for me. So, any chess master would recognize Welch's strategy as employing the principle of improving your worst piece. He was applying Tarash's dictum. One Tarash, yeah, very coincidentally, Tarash is also mentioned in the book. One badly placed piece makes your whole position bad. Black is suddenly understanding. Bishop d7 makes the whole position bad. If you have a bad bishop, you try to find a way to activate it, make it good. If it can't be rehabilitated, you want to try and swap it off. So first make it better. Like Welch, he said, make those units better. If not, sell it off. Here, exchange it off. The same is true of ineffective material in any business or enterprise. Put that bad piece, that underperforming asset, to good use or get rid of it, and your overall position will improve. Well, I have a small suggestion for all of you today if it works out. Try to find things in your house which you have never put to use. You know, they are just lying down since many days. Try to either make good use of it or just give it off. And you will see that the quality of your life improves in general. Okay. All those who mentioned bishop d6, brilliant job. It's a simple deflection, but it's very important and it wins the game. There's no way in which now black can control this square on g7 and it's game over. Bishop f6 was mentioned by few of you, but I think even that is equally good. Here takes rook g7, you break through even that way. But I think bd6 leads to a faster win. Both moves are pretty good. Queen d6, rook g7, king f8, rook h7, king e7, rook into f7, king f7, rook g7, king e8, queen into f6. And this is where white won the game. Black resigned. Rook g8 check is coming up. There's no way to prevent it. Tremendous game by Tarash. I think it all began from this move knight e4, where you take and played knight d2, gaining time. Moment your opponent moves the same piece, he is wasting time, and now time should either be used to get material, like win material, or to improve the quality of your position. Material, time, MTQ. Okay, and here bishop b4, you improved your pieces, queen c2, and now bold move here, long castle. Okay, this is important. And then finally breaking the position with f3, good move. And I really like this move now. Rook g1, rook f8, rook d2, bringing the other rook into the game, and then finally bringing the queen into the game. Rook g5, so that the queen will be shielded. Queen h4, and now getting into the game. Queen h6, and finally finishing him off with bd6. And guys, did you notice something very beautiful about the position? Let me see how many of you notice something very unique, which never happens most of the times in a game of chess, which lasts for 30 moves. What is it? Let's see if someone can come up with that. RK, I think black went wrong when he played knight e4. When he moved that same knight again, he should have castled. The name of the book is How Life Imitates Chess by Garry Kasparov. Okay. I had one more thing which I wanted to read. Okay, let's listen to this. An executive making $100,000 a year decides to leave a good job and spend tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars to go back to school. By all accounts, going to business school isn't much fun, so short term enjoyment isn't a motive. Considering the investment of time is your years that you're going to put in, also material because you're going to pay the fees. The qualitative return must be judged to be high since business school enrollments continue to rise. What are they looking at? They are looking at that the quality of their life after becoming an MBA would be very high. But if you don't see it, like for in my case, I didn't see that my life would be anyway enhanced if I started working as a CA. Then basically there's no point in putting in your time and energy. Energy is also material to improve because my quality of the life is dependent on just doing what I'm doing already. Okay. By the way, many of you have got this point right, that the bishop on f1 never moved in the game. This is the brilliant point of the game. This bishop, and this is where I mean quality. He was not a fake development was never made in the game that, hey, I'll just move my bishop. He was like, okay, rook is needed, I'll move it from d2 to g2. The bishop is not needed right now. In that way, he saved time. Okay, that way he saved a lot of time in the position. Very good. Aritra DGP says, you are doing such a brilliant job. Wish I had this when I was learning chess while growing up. Keep up the good work, Sagar bhai. Aritra, same thing. Yeah, like many people say, even I felt like wish I had that access to maybe Kramnik's training when I was young. And it's well, what to do? Okay, so just to finish off this point, which was like the return in quality comes in the shape of skills and contacts when you go to an MBA school, which then leads to a better job. Higher pay and more responsibility enhance the new MBA's quality of life, or at least that's the way the formula is supposed to work. Certainly, many people with business degrees are unhappy. A new high-paying job may take up so much of your time that none is left for activities that are significant components of happiness. And I'm sure that there are many people out there who are having a lot of material, a lot of money, investing a lot of time in their work, but are not happy. It's time to change something so that your quality of life is enhanced. The difficulty is in being aware that of these small factors and evaluating them before we make a decision that affects them. Yeah, on that note, I will end this book. I'll ask you to get this, but I also hope that you understand this entire concept of material time quality in chess, also in life. Very, very important for all of this. So I'm going to put a link from where you can get this book, I think on Amazon, very easily. And secondly, I'm going to ask you to do something right now for all those who have joined in. I already spoke in the before about it, so here it is. Please go to Vishnu Prasanna's channel. As I have mentioned, he's Grandmaster, very strong player. We have reached 219 subscribers. Let's try to push it to 500. There are 428 of us here. I think if we can all subscribe to his channel, I think he's tremendous. Deep teacher. Here he is. He's talking about various positions, and if you learn from him, let's move it up to 5. What I really love is people who make, like, look at this stream. This is 2-hour long stream, and he is talking about calculation. This was day before yesterday, and such quality material should be seen by more people who are interested in chess. And if you can do that, that would be extremely wonderful. So please do subscribe to his channel. Thank you so much, Nikhil, for putting in these links. And Gurkirat Singh Anand says, so bad that the comedians missed this wonderful session. Well, in general, I think they will all see it again later on. But I'm so glad that all of you were here and we had a good time today. A big thanks to all those who contributed through super chat and also through your likes to this stream. Please like the stream if you haven't done so already. I think Vaibhav is one of the people whom I would like to thank for so many super chats that he gave, and also others who did that. Very kind of all of you. I will come back today with my opening session. We will have a session with Vishnu very soon on our channel. Also, we will have a session with Ganguly. His next guest after Vishy Anand is someone very special. We are going to talk about that next time with him. Yeah, a lot of things will happen. Today's comedians on board. I don't know if I will be there. I think I'll go there and commentate on some of the games. So stay tuned for that. And I had a great time today interacting with all of you. So I hope to see you guys again very soon. 276. Very good. 500 is the aim. 500. Let's make it. And that would be my way of saying, or our way of saying, thank you to Vishnu for doing such amazing videos. And you know, look at the views, 39, 47, not high views, but more people will watch this and learn from him. This is the best part. Thank you. Bye bye. See you.